Ladies and gentlemen, the first man to build 21-inch biceps, drug-free.
Hey Leroy, how you doing?
How you doing, Steve?
I'm good. I'm Stephen Campbell. My channel on YouTube is Stephen Campbell Fitness, Bodybuilding, and Entertainment. And anyways, so Leroy, the person that looks after your channel, Jason, thought it'd be cool for me to come on your channel and ask you a question about something that a lot of people have on their minds. That question is whether or not it's more important to get the absolute pump when you're doing a workout, or if it just matters to work the muscle with really heavy. So, I mean, does the pump matter? Do you have to sit there doing continual sets till you feel like your arms are going to pop, or what matters more? What do you think?
Well, you know, first of all, the pump is a misnomer in a sense. The reason I say that is, it means that the pump doesn't produce anything. And that's the thing that fascinates me. What produces the pump, Steve, is the concentration of the blood in the muscle so it cannot escape. You see,
Right.
If work itself, Steve, was the reason you built muscle, the best built men in the world be truck drivers.
Why is that?
Because it's not concentrated. What makes the difference between training and work is the concentration of the training.
Right.
You see, that's what makes a difference. Now, to give you an example, say you take a 100-pound weight, right?
Sure.
And you're doing the curls, right?
Right.
All right, if you do 10 curls in 10 seconds, that means you've done 1,000 pounds of resistance in 10 seconds.
Right.
If you do 8 curls, that means you've done 1,000 pounds resistance in 8 seconds.
Okay.
The more concentrated resistance, the more you keep the muscle, the blood from flowing out of the muscle.
Right.
It's the blood that makes the pump, not the pump. They get excited about the pump. And I'll tell you another thing. If you can't pump, that means you're overworked.
That's true.
You see?
Yeah.
So if you go in the gym and say you do 10 reps, you used to pump, you do 10 reps, this time you don't pump, it's that the blood isn't concentrating.
Right.
It's the concentration of the blood. So don't get the guy got a little excited about the pump. The pump produces nothing.
Right.
It's not a producer.
No.
See, all the pump does is indicate the concentration of blood in the muscle, which gives you that good, strong feeling. But it doesn't go in the muscle.
But I know what some guys are going to ask. What about guys who say that you go in there and you do, like, let's say you do 1,000 pounds by lifting, let's say you bench press 1,000 pounds by doing 10 reps of 100 pounds. That's 1,000 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then a guy says, yeah, but I can get the same work. You remember Mike? I know you probably met him because you met everybody. Mike Menser.
Yeah.
He would tell you that I can get the same. He challenged Arnold. I don't know much about the old days, but I know that he ran around and challenged Arnold even. He said, I get the same results and look stage ready by lifting 1,000 pounds by doing 2 500-pound reps on squats versus you doing countless amounts of high reps, lower weights. So, I mean, what matters more?
But using that as a criteria, then the best built men in the world be the weightlifters.
Right, powerlifters.
Yeah.
Huge muscles by definition.
They do as much as never do more than 4 reps. Right.
Yes.
You see any
3 to 5
muscle?
all the time.
No real appreciable muscle.
Right, but they're huge. They're
huge. But that's the big guys.
Right.
But the little guys, still appreciable muscle building.
Right.
So what does that tell you? Now, I like Mike, but Mike had a real psychological problem.
Well, I know, towards the end of his life.
Oh, but I mean, poor Mike, he was eating out of the garbage for a while. He had a real problem.
Well, so now look at Mike.
But I'm not
Dorian.
I'm not, putting him down, but he had a problem.
No.
Yeah.
But Dorian did the same with his Dorian Yates would work to one massive all-out rep of a ridiculous amount, and then that's what I don't understand. He would
But you're
stop.
not going to pump him that.
No, exactly. But
No,
he
you
was
can't.
huge. But he was huge.
Yeah, well, but he didn't do that on a consistent basis.
Oh, okay.
You cannot do that. You cannot build with 1 rep.
Right.
You cannot build.
No.
The muscle. So the point simply is, when I have people, that's we were talking before when I was talking with you. They get so involved in what's going on. They get so far in the revelations instead of concentrating. What creates pump?
Right.
That's the thing, Steve.
Yeah.
What creates it?
The blood flow going into the muscle.
Right. And if you keep working the muscle without allowing the blood to flow out, it pumps.
Right.
And that's why you see these fellas, Steve, lean fellas that do slow reps
Right.
They're never big. When we were training, we were obsessed with size.
Right, right.
We wanted to be big.
Huge, yeah.
We used to call it super reps.
Right, right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Fast.
Boy, you're not gonna burst.
Right, right, yeah.
But the bursting comes from the concentration of the blood into the muscle.
Right. So, okay, so if you did more like, if you did say 10 to 12 reps, and if you do like Tom Platz, he would like hold at the peak of say like a pec fly with a dumbbell, he would hold as hard as he could in the front without force blood into there if you're still doing the rep.
No, because it's not flowing.
Okay, so but you're holding, you're constricting.
You're holding it, but it's not the muscle on flowing.
Right.
It's the blood that flows into the muscle that gives you the pump.
Right.
You see, Tom, you had anything else about Tom's workout? Nobody talking about that because it was a fraud.
Not so much.
It was a fraud.
Right.
See, that's the one thing about fraud. Sooner or later they give up.
Okay.
You know.
Well, I know he sold a bunch of. He did a bunch of stuff that maybe was, well, the lot goes over. He did all the different. Let's not talk about that.
People searching.
Yeah.
See, they search. They're so desperate for something different.
Right, right.
But Steve, you got to start to analyze what is different.
Yeah.
You guys don't want to, analyze this thing. If Tom's method was so productive, that's all you hear about.
Right.
You hear anybody else talk about it but him?
Not really.
Who ever talked about Tom's method but him?
Yeah, that's true. Everybody talks about Arnold.
But Arnold's an icon. You know what Arnold said? I get along so well with him. I love the way he thinks.
Right.
He said if you could figure the body's recovery, you'll continue to grow.
Right.
He said, in other words, the body has a recovery program. In other words, say you do 10 reps.
Right.
Okay. The body, and then you rest the next day. Well, the body has a recovery program where it recovers from that 10 reps. Now, if you can feel that and go do another 10 reps,
right,
you get a more or less of an even flow of growth.
Right.
Because the body's responding to what you're doing.
Now, what about that sounds like instinctive training, and I think like some guys want to do that, but if they're not on a program. We talked about that in the other videos we did on my channel. If you're not on a program, you're just kind of messing around in the gym. But Arnold was in a whole other league where guys know when they need one more set of 10.
But you know how you get into that need? You get into it by focusing.
Right.
You gotta focus. Some guys just go for the motions.
No, I don't trust
No, I know you. They go.
No, but these guys, I see them in my gym, and I talked about them before. What are you doing throwing around a heavy ball for 20 minutes for? You getting big with that? No. They mess around.
And you ask them why they doing it. Do they know?
They don't know. Go through the motions. Some guys said I should throw it around. Or they say, I've been going to the gym for 3 months. I ain't got no results. Okay, well, good luck with all those machines you've been doing.
Why you have no results because you're not training right.
But they don't know.
And it's a concentration of training and nutrition.
Right.
But about that pumping up business, it's a good feeling.
Right.
We worked for that.
Yeah.
That was a great feeling. And we would do it what they call super speeds.
Right.
Do it as fast as you can for full exercise.
Right.
Like, say you want to do the bench press, or say the curl, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And before you really, really rest, you do it up 7, and everything swells up.
Yeah.
Because the muscles not have, but the guys that say 1,
yeah,
2, they're not pumping it.
Now, do you ever do would you do supersets with super speed and maybe
we did that.
Like supersetting back and forth?
No, we did everything like super speed was general.
Right.
Super speed within reason.
Right. Well, not to hurt yourself and stuff.
Yeah, within reason, not super speed just for the sake of doing it.
No.
But concentrate the concentration of muscle in the shortest period of time.
Ah.
See? And that's what I'm saying. Guys don't understand the only difference between work and exercise is the concentration of the work.
That's true.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Well, the best built men in the world be the guys that build railroads out there.
That's true.
Right?
I've seen some big grave diggers, but then I see them at the gym. That's what it is.
So, but you see, guys like Rich, and a lot of these guys, they want to strip apart. They want people to think they want them to. And the average guy don't know.
Right.
And the thing that bothers me the most is these young fellas that spend so much time trying to equate something that's beyond their the comprehension of their body and them at the time.
Right.
You know, 15, 16-year-old following some of these crazy programs, they just burn themselves out.
The bodybuilding magazines.
Uh-huh.
Bodybuilding magazines need to run a disclaimer.
Well,
This is to sell a magazine.
wrong.
To do a real program, go do 5'5" like Arnold did right
They
now.
want to sell message magazines.
Yes.
And they're not going to sell them that way.
I call them supplement catalogs myself.
Yeah, well,
Pick out a nice supplement and watch them write about it.
yeah, but I hear this bounty, I hear this all the time,
Yeah.
blowing up. You know, like it's some magic to it, like you put a needle in your arm and it blows up.
Yeah,
No,
ballooned up.
doesn't work. No.
I'm going to gain, well, I know about you, Leroy. I'm going to gain 52 pounds this year. 1 pound per week forever. I had a guy in my gym who told me that, and 6 months later, he wasn't at my gym anymore. I think he realized.
What happened?
I think he realized realistic.
He burnt out.
Burnt out of realistic
And
expectations.
you know what happens?
Hmm.
He'll tell you, I used to.
Yeah. I used to train.
Yeah.
I used to train.
Uh-huh.
It's really my new thing. People are going to ask me, do you go to the gym? I used to.
Yeah, I used to. But you know, that's the fact that it's not as complex as it looks.
Right.
It looks more complex than it is.
It's not hard. It's
No.
a stimulus plus the load plus nutrition plus rest.
Mhm.
And don't sit there worrying about doing endless amounts of reps till you get the perfect pump
Mm.
or doing the perfect amount of weight or worrying about what a pro level
Concentrate on trying to get as much muscle work in the shortest period of time if you want that pump and that growth. Not that much the pump, the growth. And it's a great feeling though when you get that big pump. But it's the growth that you want.
Tell
you
people
know?
minimum effective dosage, they need to be like aspirin. And they say, what are you talking about? I say, well, when they make aspirin, they take the minimum amount of drugs so they can make a profit and they don't kill you. Take the minimum amount of dosage, apply it to where you're at to get the maximum amount of stimulus.
Yeah.
All right,
All right. Is this still growing in that red?
we're
Looks like it's
still
not-
going.
Are you sure?
I'm positively right.
Positive?
We're counting
Oh, yeah.
as we go.
All right.
We better cut the video because I think we'll talk forever. Listen, man, it was a pleasure.
Well, you know I'm Wendy.
I'm Windy too. That's
You
the
know,
problem. Go to my
You wanna-
channel if you guys haven't been there already.
Wait a minute. Before you click away, I want you to subscribe, like, comment, hell, even dislike if you want to. At least do something before you get out of here.